Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. The longest federal government shutdown in U.S. history is finally over. After 43 days, Congress has come to an agreement on funding the government, and last night around 10:30 p.m., President Donald Trump signed the continuing resolution which funds the government until January 30th. The shutdown was the longest in United States history at 43 days and was brought to an end by 8 Senate Democrats coming to a deal with Republican senators on funding the government. Democrats were withholding support of funding the government unless they had gotten an extension of Affordable Care Act subsidies that are set to expire at year's end. The final deal did not guarantee any extension, but instead a vote of whether or not to continue those subsidies in December. Now that the government has funding, federal employees that have been furloughed will be able to receive pay for their work and receive back pay, and government-funded programs like SNAP will be funding once again for its recipients. The Pennsylvania state budget has finally passed the General Assembly and signed into law by Governor Shapiro. Yesterday afternoon, lawmakers in the State House and Senate came to an agreement on the state budget that has been in negotiations for months, ending a more than 130-day deadlock. The $50 billion package helps schools, nonprofits, and other organizations that have gone without state funding since the end of June. The bill will fund cyber school reform, funding for child care worker recruitment. Lawmakers say the bipartisan agreement is imperfect, but are happy a resolution has come through nonetheless. Police are seeking help from the public to identify this individual on your screen. He is a male wanted in a theft at the Home Depot in Hemlock Township. If anyone recognizes this person, contact Patrolman Dare at 570-784-6543 or by email at dare@hemlocktownship.org. You can also call the non-emergency number at 570-784-6300. A portion of Interstate 80 East was closed this morning after an accident involving a tractor-trailer. PennDOT had I-80 between exit 242, Mifflinville/Route 339, in Columbia County to exit 256, Route 93, in Luzerne County closed. PennDOT has announced that the road is now reopened. At this time, it is unknown what caused the accident and if there are any injuries. A former Berwick resident is being accused of raping a 4-year-old girl in a bedroom at his old home. 31-year-old Thomas Valdez, who now lives with his parents in Nanticoke, was taken into custody Monday night on 4 counts related to rape and sexual assault. The child's mother had notified police and a child services caseworker in mid-July that she suspected her daughter was sexually abused. She said that she had found a pair of stained underwear under her daughter's bed while cleaning her room that she turned over to police as evidence for forensic testing. In an interview a week later, the girl said Valdez assaulted her by pulling her pants down and rubbing up against her. The girl said that her mother was not at the home at the time of the incident, but another juvenile was. Valdez assaulted her in the bedroom and told her to stay quiet. He is charged with rape of a child, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse with a child, aggravated indecent assault of a child, and indecent assault of a minor. He was sent to Columbia County Prison after being unable to post his $100,000 bail. Coming up on WYLN News, a local city council is having a meeting to discuss road improvements. Plus, a woman is facing a litany of charges after driving erratically. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. If you were Saved by the Bell and made epic mixtapes, it's time for a mammogram. Screenings help find breast cancer early when it's more treatable. Schedule today at lvhn.org/mammo.
Hi, my name is Wes. I'm 4 years old. Tomorrow will be bright and sunny out.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, Go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Pete Casalika in the greater Hazleton area today.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to WYLN News. This morning at approximately 4:30 a.m., Hazleton police received flock gun shot notifications in the area of East Beach Street and South Poplar Street. While officers were en route, Luzerne County 911 received multiple calls reporting to gunfire in the same area. When arriving on the scene, police found one person who sustained a gunshot wound. Officers rendered aid until medical personnel arrived. The victim was transported to a local hospital where they are being treated with non-life-threatening injuries. The Hazleton City Police Department Criminal Investigation Unit is now investigating this incident. Police are asking anyone with video footage or information regarding this incident to call 911 or submit a tip through their Crime Watch page. The Hazleton City Council is meeting tonight for a statewide local share assessment grant for road improvements. The city is requesting the Commonwealth Financing Authority $319,144 for the road improvements for Broad Street between Laurel and Wyoming Streets, in which the city has the eligibility to apply for the funds. They also will discuss applying for a DCED grant to install a pavilion at 12th Ward Park and a concession stand at Cityview Park. The city will request a $539,575 for the concession stand project and $302,464 for the pavilion. The meeting is being held at City Hall tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. A woman is being charged with a laundry list of charges after crashing into multiple vehicles on routes 81 and 61 on Tuesday morning. A transient woman identified as 28-year-old Jamie Marie Fowler was seen driving on Route 81 South near mile marker 127 in Ryan Township when Pennsylvania State Police in Frackville received the first call about an erratic driver of a silver Ford Focus with the car's hood covering the windshield heading towards an active PennDOT construction zone on Route 61. Not too long after, PSP were dispatched to the area of Route 61 and East Darkwater Road for a crash with multiple injuries and an entrapment that led to a red Jeep Compass to overturn. The passengers and multiple PennDOT workers said it was from the same Ford Focus ramming into the Jeep multiple times. Officers say that Fowler ended up ramming into multiple vehicles, with one family saying they got hit 3 times and then had to swerve into a construction zone to avoid more impact. Multiple witnesses say they saw a blonde-haired woman leaning out her driver's side window to see the hood still blocking her view in the windshield. After a series of other crashes near Newcastle Township, Fowler ended up causing a multi-vehicle crash in Pottsville on Ark Street. Pottsville police took her into custody after she tried to flee the scene on foot. Multiple people were sent to the hospital with injuries. Fowler was charged by the PSP in Frackville with a list of 51 charges, including 8 counts of aggravated assault, 9 counts of simple assault, 10 counts of recklessly endangering another person, DUI, and accidents involving attended vehicles. She was arraigned Tuesday evening and committed to Schuylkill County Prison on a $250,000 straight cash bail. Anyone who witnessed the incident or who has dash camera footage from Route 61 or Interstate 81 on the morning of November 11th is asked to contact the Pennsylvania State Police at Frackville by calling 570-874-5300. Thanksgiving season is around the corner, and a school in our area is hosting drives to support the community. The MMI preparatory school students are demonstrating their school's commitment to service through 2 projects running from November 11th through November 25th. The first is a food drive organized by Senior Caleb Scuba and members of MMI's National Honor Society. They will support the Willow Foundation's Heartwood Center in Hazleton and the Bruin Singh Memorial Mobile Food Pantry at St. Michael's Recreation Center in Freeland. Requested donations include sugar, coffee creamer, condiments, spices, cooking oils, sauces, canned fruits and vegetables, and boxed dinners. This drive will benefit children and families in the greater Hazleton communities. Coming up on Freeland's News Choice, Jane Dory sits down with Clemmy Yomona to talk about this year's American Cancer Society telethon on this week's Community and You. Plus, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Lewisburg Part 3. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
It's the 47th Annual American Cancer Society Greater Hazleton Unit Telethon, fighting every cancer for every life. Join us Saturday, November 15th from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts in Hazleton, or watch us live on WYLN TV 35. Tune in for all the entertainment, and please make a pledge Saturday, November 15th for the 47th Annual American Cancer Society Telethon.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Grace Ann is back with us again to talk about the 12-step program. We've all heard about it, but most people are discharged after 4 or 5 steps. Let's talk about the full 12-step program to change and break addiction, to give you freedom in your life.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide.
1-800-215-3680.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Hello, I'm Jane Doherty, co-chair of the 47th Annual Greater Hazleton American Cancer Society Telethon. This is Clemmy Yamona, my co-chair. We're happy to be here to tell you a little bit about the telethon. It's coming up fast. It will be held this Saturday, November 15th, from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts in downtown Hazleton. Clemmy, why don't you tell us a little about the history of the telethon?
Well, like I mentioned before, it's like the story of Christmas. We've said it so many times, but you know what? It was so delightful how it all came about. It just seemed like Vic Deem was quite an individual that was very involved with the American Cancer Society, and he thought Hazleton should be getting more recognition. And as a result, he said to them up in Scranton, to the officials there, why don't you recognize Hazleton more? And they said, well, they proposed, I guess it was just something that they just thought up. If they could earn $25,000 at one fundraiser, we will make it a unit. So Vic told me this. So as a result, we needed some attention. At the time, polka was very big in the Hazleton area. And who was the king and queen of polka but Henry and Leona Kreisel? So I contacted them, and I mentioned to them, and they said, yes, we'll get a dance. And they had the influence to seek many bands. So as a result, they said, we would like to go. At the time, there was an ambassador with WNEP called Jay Christopher. And she said, why don't we go down and see if we could invite him? Well, we went down and we talked to the manager there, and he was so glad to be able to be part of this. He was going to send, and he said to me, he said, and are you going to be televised? And I said, well, we depend on your station maybe coming in and taking a few shots. And he said, you have Joe Gans there that has it. Well, that was the thing. So we came back in town, and we went to see Joe and Irene, and they said gladly. So the date that was selected was Memorial Day, May 30th, 1979. And so Leona and Henry, they said, we'll get the bands, and we went down to Genetti's. We arranged with Genetti's. He was very cooperative with us, and as a result, we started come May 30th, the helicopter passed by, and the parachutists came down with $1,000.
Don Kellner.
Henry and Leona gave the first $1,000 for the American Cancer. And it wasn't considered a telethon, it was just considered a dance. And it was wonderful. People had a wonderful time. And in the meantime, we were getting calls saying people couldn't attend, but they would like to call in. So Bill Giannetti was very cooperative. He went to his motels and he got us a few phones, and we got the phones going. And, well, it all came about. It was a wonderful day. And we had so many different people coming forward. And they were just so pleased that Hazleton was being recognized. And it was through the businesses and the different organizations and the wonderful people of the greater Hazleton area that they made, well, it started as a dance-a-thon at 12 o'clock that day, and by midnight it was a telethon.
And here we are 47 years later, Clemmy.
Yes.
Clemmy's been here for all of those years. She's such a wonderful leader for us. And I invite you to come to the theater or to watch the telethon this coming Saturday, November 15th. It will be broadcast right here on WYLN TV. There's lots of great entertainment planned. We have tricky trays for sale, a 50-50 raffle, and many, many stories of people who have survived cancer. We'll be talking about research. We'll be interviewing doctors. The day is jam-packed. Again, it's Saturday, November 15th, 11 o'clock at the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts in downtown Hazleton.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Hi, my name is Russ. I'm 4 years old. Tomorrow's good will be cold and sunny out.
At the turn of the 20th century, Lewisburg was still a thriving community. In response to a terrible fire in Milton in 1880, the Lewisburg Waterworks were formed in 1883. It promptly built a large standpipe tower along the Susquehanna to store water for emergencies. It had the capacity to hold 110,000 gallons of water. A second standpipe would be added in 1898 to double capacity. The standpipes served Lewisburg until 1923, when they were torn down following the building of a new reservoir. Their foundations, however, can still be seen along the river today. Some people in this world focus on one path through life and stick solely to that. Others try a little bit of everything. One person who notably exemplified the latter was Coleman K. Sober, born November 24, 1842 near Shamokin. At age 18, he started with a career in teaching, but soon found himself working other fields, including roller mills in Danville and northwest Pennsylvania's oil fields. By 1880, he had become a partner in one of the largest lumber companies in the state, Beecher and Zimmerman. Sober was appointed as Northumberland County's mercantile appraiser in 1878, and in 1892, he was named Pennsylvania's game commissioner, an office he would hold for 3 terms. Sober was also an expert marksman with a rifle, learned from his mother Mary, who was equally adept with firearms. He would often put on public demonstrations with impressive trick shots, including those with a barrel over his rifle. Sober's deep passion, though, was for growing chestnuts, which had been an interest of his since childhood. To that end, he would, by 1896, purchase 800 acres of land in Irish Valley near Lewisburg for a chestnut nursery. The establishment, known as the Paragon Chestnut Farm, was an immediate success, viewed by scientists from all over the country, as well as representatives of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Sober would be the first person to ship chestnuts out of the country and invented a device that could shell a bushel of chestnuts in less than a minute. Eventually, the Paragon Chestnut Farm became the largest chestnut nursery in the nation. Just as it looked like Sober would be set for life in the chestnut trade, however, disaster struck in 1917 when a horrific chestnut blight that had already ravaged a good part of the nation swept through his nursery, wiping out most of his trees. Sober lost millions for the destruction of his chestnut trees, and his farm be sold at sheriff's sale in 1920 for a mere $30,000 in today's money. Coleman Sober died a year later and rested in Lewisburg Cemetery. The terrible chestnut blight that destroyed his nursery continued sweeping across the nation in the decades that followed, almost completely obliterating the American chestnut. Thus, very few chestnut trees still stand today, although efforts are currently under consideration to try and genetically breed the species back in blight-resistant form. In September 1915, Lewisburg would also become part of the Grand Crusade for female voting rights when the Justice Bell would travel through town. Conceived by suffragette Catherine Ruschenberger and cast at the Meneely Bell Foundry in Troy, New York, the Justice Bell was designed as a smaller replica of the Liberty Bell, minus the latter's crack. Its clapper was chained in place, making it impossible to ring, as a symbol of the suppression of women's voting rights. The bell made a trip through each of Pennsylvania's 67 counties on the back of a flatbed truck. It reached Lewisburg on September 18th, where a abandoned convoy of supporting cars led up Market Street. It would continue on its way the following day. Only after passage of the 19th Amendment guaranteeing women's voting rights in 1920 would the Justice Bell be unchained and rung, which took place at a ceremony behind Independence Hall in Philadelphia on September 25, 1920. Today, the Justice Bell is on display inside the Washington Chapel in Valley Forge National Park. In 1932, Lewisburg became home to a federal penitentiary. Originally known as the Northeastern Penitentiary and designed by Alfred Hopkins, it has housed notorious figures over its existence. Mobsters John Gotti, Whitey Bulger, and Henry Hill, alleged spy Alger Hiss, and bank robber John Wojtowicz are among the most notable names to have served time in the facility's walls. Today, what is now called United States Penitentiary Lewisburg, serves as a medium security facility for federal inmates. In downtown Lewisburg, moviegoers will be able to take in films at the Campus Theater beginning on January 17, 1941. Designed in Art Deco and promoting itself as the only air-conditioned theater in central Pennsylvania, its first showing was of the Jack Benny and Fred Allen film Love Thy Neighbor. The theater was built by brothers Harold, Oscar, Barty, and Morris Stiefel, who would immigrate from Russia in the 1920s. Oscar had been the first to enter the theater business, building one in Philadelphia. His brothers soon joined him, and they would eventually own 7 theaters throughout Pennsylvania. The Stiefel family owned the Campus Theater until 2001, when it was sold to Bucknell University. The school restored the theater in 2011 and continues to operate as a nonprofit today. The Stiefel family also owned a second theater in Lewisburg, the Roxy Theater. It had originally been a vaudeville house under the name Orpheum Theater, which had opened for business on January 23, 1910. It switched to motion pictures by 1918 and changed its name to the Roxy on May 11, 1931. The Stiefels used profits from the Roxy to build the Campus Theater. The Roxy Theater closed in 1956 and was demolished 5 years later.
You're watching